low, because literally I could see the difference from like on the floor. It was kind of more whitish, and then just like a foot or two, it started getting black, black, black. About like 2 or 3 feet up, just black, very, very dark color, and a lot of smoke. Mucus was coming all out of my nose. It was just like pouring out, and I think that's a defense mechanism of my system trying to get all that impure stuff out. I was almost throwing up. Like, I don't think I had much in my system, but I was just like, I just couldn't handle it. And when I got out my eyes, I saw them in the mirror. They were all red, really red. So I got down. I couldn't crawl because it was just too hot. It was very, very hot. And I just got down and I just kept running. I just kept running. And I kept running. And I just went toward the general direction of the door. I passed the fire. I saw it and I felt the heat among all this blackness. And my roommate told me that we're on the, I'm going to use the Egyptian terms, we're on the 5th floor, even though it would be considered the 6th here. We're on the 5th floor, and he said the 5th and the 4th and some of the 3rd, it was just all smoky in the hallway. Thank God that the smoke came under the door, because if my roommate had opened the door, it would have been, I forgot what it's called, but I learned this too, that you have to feel the doorknob. If it's warm, or hot, you don't open the door, because suddenly all this oxygen comes in and the fire will just, it'll burn you and it'll come out really quickly. So thank God that that happened. I ran out. I was very dizzy. I didn't know what was going on. I just kept going, and people just kept telling me to go down. So I was just like going down floor after floor, and then I was just like all out of it. And so I stuck my head out one of the windows on the staircase, which leads to how the buildings are built. There's like a thing in the center, and you have apartments around it. So there's this common center. So I stuck my head out that center, and I was just like breathing to try to get back, and then I just went down. I was very, very dizzy, just trying to breathe and stuff like that. And by the way, about the key thing, just going back to that, I had made 2 copies for guests. It would be kind of hard right now. But I was thinking, I could go back and get the 2 other copies. But it was just so black, I had to search for my black slippers that were on the floor right in front of me, because I couldn't see. If I ran out without them, I would have ripped up the bottom of my feet, the skin there, because it was just glass everywhere. It was just like, kept breaking. We had all these mirrors around the area. So I got down, and I was very, very, very much in need of water, because it was just smoke all in here, all up my nose. My face was all very black, so were my arms. And when I went there, they told me I could get some water from Ahwa, or a Maqha in Fusha, which is a coffee shop. Right next to my house there's Domino's Pizza, and then there's a coffee, big place. I've never been there before, but it's huge. So I went there, but I have no money. All my money's in my apartment. So I asked my roommate, I was like, do you have money? He only has a 200-pound bill, which is the largest bill here. And I was like, okay. I take it, and I go, and the owner's there. He sees that I just came out of the fire. And I'm in my PJs, and I'm like, please, can I have some water? I don't have change. And change is one of the hardest things to get in Egypt. And he says, I don't have change. I was like, are you serious? I was just in a fire, and I'm just asking you for a bottle of water. Come on, please. He's like, I can't. I was like, give me water from the sink. I mean, I don't even care anymore. I drink water from the sink. I'll just drink that. And he says, I don't know. And he walks away. I go next door to Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza, KFC, McDonald's, they always have big bills because it's really expensive there, relatively speaking. And you have a lot of foreigners and rich Egyptians who eat there. I go there. The guy in his hand has hundreds and fifties. He can easily give me change. I was like, can I please have water? I was just in the fire up there. Please, you know me. I'm your neighbor. I live in the building right next to you. I just have 200. And he's like, I don't have change. And they always say, by God, wallahi, which is swearing by God. They lie straight to your face. And not they, sorry, don't mean to generalize, but a lot of people, it's happened to me several times. And usually a sign that someone is lying is they say, wallahi, they say, I swear to God, which is terrible. because it's supposed to be like very firm. But yeah, that's usually a sign. Otherwise, they wouldn't say it to reaffirm the fact that they're telling the truth. Um, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Are you serious? You won't give me a bottle of water? I just came down from the fire, and I've seen the guy before. I bought pizza from him, and I was like, I live next door, and he should know me. He's like, no. I was like, can you just let me borrow it? It's 1.5 pounds. Can you? It's so cheap. I was like, I'll pay you back. You know, I'm right here. I know you. He's like, he just ignores me. Guy next to me who was ordering pizza, I cut him off. I'm sorry, but hey man, emergency situation. He's wearing a nice suit. He has a bunch of cash in his hand too, and he's a doctor. He turns to me and he's like, "You should put some apina minimal, I don't know, some medical cream on my cheeks." He's like, "Cause you could get burns." I was like, "Are you serious, dude? I need some water. You're a doctor and you know it, and you have the money. Instead of just giving it to me and being nice, you're telling me to do that." When I told my Amia professor this, he said that a lot of people come in there. I mean, let's just be real. That's how it is here in Alexandria, and he said in Egypt in general. But I don't want to generalize. A lot of people will come in there with clothes like I was wearing, that's all burnt, black face and stuff, and ask for money and tell them crazy situations. So I I don't know. I guess they were just being safe from me cheating them. Though the guy in the coffee shop did let me go in and wash my face and arms. So thank you at the very least. And then the doctor or the director of the other program, Arabic program, she came and she bought us 3 huge bottles of water. I'm not like posing for Nestle or anything. They all taste the same to me, or Baraka or Dasani. It all tastes the same. Um, what she bought us, that was very nice. Now, as we're waiting downstairs, um, I see the lady who owns the apartment, and she's so sad. And I see her, and she's like, "What burned? Tell me what burned. How are my couches?" I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it at all. I mean, after the being dealt with in a mean way by the people selling the water, she was worried about her furniture and her apartment. I was like, man, I almost died, and alhamdulillah, I got out of there. And my roommate was scared. He thought I was gonna die. He's my hero, by the way. And this is for Bashir Hakim, who says your roommate won't be better than me. I'm just doing this to make you mad, Bashir. But my roommate saved my life. He's a pretty cool guy. So yeah, try to top that. And I think this tops the story of last year, where guy pulled out a gun on one of my roommates um, in our apartment. So this is more freaky, in my opinion. Anyways, she asked about the goods, and when we ended up, and then I heard something very weird. The people were advising us. They're like, "Go up and get your stuff. Go up and get your stuff. The firefighters will steal it." I was like, "That's so weird. The firefighters will steal it?" And so I was like, "Let's go, man," because I was just weirded out. That's a weird concept to me. We get up there, and yeah, my roommate got like 125 pounds or something stolen because they were lying on his dresser. And they came back out of those 125 and they handed him 3 or something out of the pile, and they're like, "Here, we found this money. Here you go, man." And so yeah, that'll happen in Egypt, in some places. So you have to beware. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Advice when you do come, have a safety plan. Give your neighbors the key and know them very well. Otherwise, they'll come in and probably steal some stuff. But yeah, my friends helped me. I love them. They're awesome. Tom and John and Michael, and I'm in their place right now. I've been here for 2 nights now, and yeah. And a random stranger on the street, when I went to the cyber that night to talk to my family, he also was very, very cool. He's like, "Look, I'm your bro, and here's my number. If you need anything, let me know." I was like, "I just need a new place, if you can help me find it." So, a few notes. 1, Allah is Al-Hakim, which means He's the All-Wise. There's always wisdom in there. We were making jokes while, my roommate and I, we were making jokes while we were down there. I mean, our faces are black, and, our apartment is burning, but there's wisdom behind it, and we have to realize the wisdom behind it and be happy and be positive. I feel like there's a reason I didn't die there. God could have easily killed me, but He didn't.